Thank you to all of those who have subscribed to the channel. It means a great deal. And for those that haven't subscribed, it would be really helpful. Thank you, if you would. Now, what I want to talk to you about today is creating a children's book. The easiest way you possibly can, with the limited experience you may have. And even for those with experience of illustrating and creating beautiful drawings, images, who really want to publish a book but don't know how to publish one, don't know how to get those images into a book and up on Amazon, this will be a great help for you too. So stick with it. We go to playlists, and here it is. It's create a children's book. So we click on view full playlist, and what we've got in here is the original video of a few days ago, setting out what we'll be doing. And then I mentioned in this video, it'd be worth you looking at page bleed and double page spreads, because we're going to be getting into that. And I'm only going to put you in that direction later anyway for certain parts of the book. Yeah, you'll get the idea of what we need to do regarding the size of the pages for the bleed to allow for full bleed, if that's where you want to go, and how to create double page spreads without there being two different levels on opposite pages and everything knitting together nicely. And then there's another video which I'll point you in the direction of, which shows you how to take apart someone else's image. So if someone else has created an image, you've downloaded it, and you know, if there's some great images, you want to credit those illustrators in your copyright information. And I'll show you, we'll be doing that later on anyway, when the book, because we'll be publishing a book, basically. So we're going right through the motions with this. It's super important to get the image dimensions right. So if you've actually created a drawing on your desktop at home or your table, you'll already have the sides there. You've got yourself a nice big piece of A4 or A5 or A3, whatever it is you're using, your art paper, if you're doing it that way, and you've drawn your image. And what you've not done is consider how you're going to get that image into the preset sizes for Amazon without it looking small in the image or not fitting into the paper. And you're going to have to chop some off and cut this, and then there'd be nothing worse. So that's not really been considered at that point, maybe. And it's something you need to consider if you've not started drawing yet. So let me give you an idea of what I'm talking about. This page here, Amazon will give me a size, say 8.5 inch by 8.5 inch. Now this is twice that, so it's 17 inches by 8.5 inch. It's important when doing a double page spread to keep things out of the center. So the center line will be down here for the page, and if there's any writing or important images, they need to be kept away from that center line. We just keep things away from it. We don't want anything to interfere with that line. Now if I've drawn this image at 17 inches by 8.5 inches, well yeah, it's going to fit perfectly onto this double page spread. But if I've created it at say 20 inches by 5 inches, bit of an exaggeration, but it's not going to look right on this page. There's going to be some dragging and dropping, and if I go to here, imagine that page being one of the presets from Amazon KDP, and this is my image that I've already created, but I can't get it to fit on this page. Even if I drag it, I'm going to lose the image. So this is why it's super important to consider the page sizes. And if, for instance, you've already created your image and you're trying to fit it into this is really going to be a problem for you. And you're going to end up either going back to the drawing board with your illustration, or if I just shrink that right down, let's just say, I might be trying to fit it into one side of the page and not go with a double page spread, and maybe have to adapt it, put some text here or something and add something else to it, which would be a real shame because it looks like it would be designed for a full page or a double page spread. If I went for a square page, that image, okay, it'll fit, but I've got nothing at the top and nothing at the bottom. So again, I mean, I could move everything up, and I try and move that up there, and I might put something else down here, but I've got to keep messing about with it, and it wasn't how I designed the image. Priority one is consider the book size before you create your image. because then you can create your image to those specifications, to those dimensions. So if it's 8.5 by 8.5 inches, you want to do one side of the page, a single page instead of a double page spread. You could create your image, you can draw it on your desktop at 17 inches by 17 inches or 34 inches by 34 inches, because once you've scanned it and you've put it on your computer, or you've been down to the printers or vehicle lettering company and asked them to scan this big image that you've done into a couple of files for you, you'll be able to shrink it. You'll be able to drag a corner and shrink it right into that size of the page. So this is why it's super vital that you get those dimensions right first. Work out what it is that you want. Is it an 8.5 inch by 11 inch book and a single page image that you want? Is it an 8.5 by 8.5 inch book and a double page spread that you want at 17 inches by 8.5 inches? So consider the size of the book before your drawings. If you've already got your drawings, then look for the size of the book on Amazon to see whether or not it'll fit your image, because you don't really want to be taking chunks off it, like I say. Right, okay, I hope that gets you started a little bit there. But like I say, go over those other things I've linked here on my page, and they're going to help in the meantime. And like I said, the next video will be actually putting some backgrounds in.